Welcome to the Existential Empath Podcast. My name is Tanya, and I am an intuitive empath. My intention is to share valuable tips, tools, and techniques that I have learned so you can tap into your own inner healer naturally and intuitively. Welcome back, everyone. Today I have guest Vickie Miller. Vickie is a spiritual leader, psychic, medium, animal communicator, and energy healer. She is the author of Manifest Anything in 30 Days and the host of the Vickie Luna Show podcast. More than 20 years ago, Vickie fully stepped into her power and is passionate about sharing her energy work with people and animals all over the world. Welcome, Vickie. It's a pleasure to have you on the show today.
It's so awesome to be here. Thank you so much.
So we've had some obstacles trying to get this show recorded today, but I've got to say, this is a very highly requested show, and I'm really excited to have this conversation with you today. You and I are going to be talking about energy healing for pets, helping our pets live long and happy lives.
Yeah, I love to be the voice for pets, so I'm excited too.
Me too. So, Vickie, I have had many people ask me following my sessions with them, can you heal my pets? And every time I tell them to heal yourself and your pets will heal too, because our pets are little mirrors of us, right? So if we're feeling anxiety, our pets are going to display anxiety as well. So, Vickie, do our pets pick up on our energy?
Absolutely. Yes. I can actually even nail a horse that's outside, or even a sheep or a goat. I can nail the owner from reading the animal. I can tell if there's allergies, thyroid issues. I just did a horse the other day that had all kinds of stuff. And, me being for people and pets, I tuned into the person. Of course, they were doing the same thing. So they pick up everything. I've even seen animals pick up cancer and heal their owners from taking on their cancer. So yes, they are total mirrors, like you said. 80% of what's ever wrong with the pet is wrong with the person.
I agree. And I noticed that. I started to notice that when I started doing energy work, and I would recognize that, following the session, they would say, oh, well, my dog or my cat or my horse has this ailment. And immediately I would apply it to the person. And I'm like, okay, where in the body is the ailment, is the issue with the animal? And now let's look at you as the owner of the animal. And it could be anyone in the household, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be one specific person. It could be a variety of people, because animals have a big aura and they can pick up on anybody in the vicinity, right?
Yeah, they don't even have to live in the house, because everything is energy. They could just be connected. They could be a grandma or grandfather or somebody that's really close to the family, but live, somewhere else. I've seen that happen too.
Yeah. And so, this is a really important question. How can we learn to work with energy to heal our pets?
Yeah, this is big. So number one, like you said, you got to heal yourself first. So even me doing my pet healings, I can go in there and I can heal them and help them. But the thing is if you don't heal yourself, then the pet is going to continue to pick up the weakest links. So whoever needs healed the most within the house, and usually it's whoever they're the closest to, but not always. But they have to really work on themselves. So you can definitely work on yourself. Working on yourself is number one. But there's other things too. Food is a big, big thing in all animals. I actually used to have a dog bakery many years ago in Florida. And I started seeing all these things in the dog bakery on tons of food allergies. And also just the food, just like us, if we don't eat good food, we don't feel good. And, disease starts and different things like that too. So food is another big thing on doing that. And vaccines, the chemicals, things like that, when you over vaccinate anybody, when you put too much poison into their body, whether it's a pet or a person, you're going to do a lot of stuff too. And that's another culprit that I see, especially with, I work a lot with horses too. And a lot of horse shows, you have to have the vaccines.
Yeah.
Well, there's been a lot of issues breaking out recently with that too. So it's the way to heal a pet is to be real cautious, just like you would for yourself with food, things around you, chemicals, what you mop the floors with, it's going in their cells within seconds. So it's really being selective, using all natural products. For Febreze, I will just tell you right now, I've seen so many pets get sick on Febreze. I've even seen cats get like black stuff coming out of their nose, and it's chemicals. And you look at horses, there's fly spray, and a lot of horses would be. So just be cautious of things that are going into the air, the animals breathing it into their system, and, also food and what they're eating. So a big way to heal the animal is to look up the overall picture, not just one thing. So when that animal is acting out some way, maybe it's not, maybe it doesn't want you to touch it, and, maybe it like growls at you or something. It's most likely in pain, or if it's itching its ears or digging at its paws, it's a food allergy. So it's looking at seeing what the body is and how it's reacting, and then you're kind of going to know. But it's really taking care of it just like you would a little baby. It's really being observant of everything together.
Yeah. And it's so important to detox, with our pets too. I've seen that too, Vickie, where I had a cat who got a tumor from a vaccine related sarcoma, and it was from the rabies leukemia shot combination. It was when I lived in Florida at the time. And I actually got a second cat that got the same thing. And I had to amputate their leg off in the area where the tumor had grown. And so I got my cat, because I was kind of forced to get the initial vaccines, but he hasn't had them in years. And I think too, I had a friend whose dog had died from the Swiffer wet jets. She was cleaning her floors.
Oh,
You got to think their little paws are touching those chemicals on the floor. They're licking themselves. And so he went into liver damage, and she tracked it back to those Swiffer wet jets. So I love that you're bringing this up, because it's so important, because yes, energetically we can heal them, but physically we've got to take a look at, what types of things do we have in our home? Do we have air wicks? Do we have these chemicals? How are we cleaning our floors? What are we using? Basic things we can use: vinegar, baking soda, lemon. These are easy things that we can use. So
Getting
I'm
rid of the
glad.
chemicals, for not just for the pets, for the people, but chemicals really, really react big time and energetically in pets. So yeah, I know people want to use bleach, and I know they're like want that, but there's so many different things, like you said, like vinegar is a great way for your floors. And you also got to realize our biggest pores are on the bottom of our feet and also the paws of animals. So whatever you put your floor in, put on your floor and vacuum it, or maybe you put carpet stuff on, it's going to be within the system of the pet within seconds, because it absorbs everything into their body. And think about it too, if Febreze is killing pets and Swift, and what's it doing to us too? Like it's not good. So just stay away from the chemical stuff.
Exactly. And so I give my cat Spirulina. He takes a tablet like a treat. I stopped giving him treats years ago because they have so many chemicals in the treats and so much sugar in the treats. And that's, could lead to diabetes within cats and, dogs. And so he gets a Spirulina every day, which Spirulina is a detoxer. It's something that pulls out heavy metals. It pulls out toxins.
Yes.
And he loves it.
Yeah.
He cries for it.
Earth is my other favorite thing. Diatomaceous earth, food grade.
Mm-hmm.
Is great for people and for pets, but you can put it in their food, and it's parasitical and it detox, but it also will help with the fleas. So you won't have to do flea medicine. I mean, there's other things that you can use besides chemicals. A lot of, people will be like, well, I don't want my dog to have chemical, I don't want them to have fleas. And it's like, well, they could get a lot more sick on using some of these chemical things than and the prevention stuff versus just, you can use different alternative things to help with those things for sure.
Absolutely.
So I love the Spirulina. I also
too.
love how you brought up the diabetes and the thyroid issue, because this is one of the things I started seeing many years ago. I've been working with pets for 20 years. And I had a dog bakery. I started the first dog bakery in Florida, and I had 3 locations. And I started seeing the same thing on how pets are the mirror. When one of my clients walked in, and she had she was on a cane, and she had her right hip going, and her German Shepherd behind him was limping too on the right hip. And this is where I started seeing these. I was like, oh my God, the pet, we all know that your pet starts looking like you, right? But it really does. It picks up energetically. So in my thyroid, my animals that started having thyroid issues, I was just like, why? Even horses. That's one of the horses I just did the other day. And I started looking at this, and I'm like, this is the weirdest thing. Like, animals shouldn't have thyroid issues. And the same thing with diabetes, the same thing with Cushing's. So I started seeing this, and 99.9%, I can tell you, if your dog has thyroid issues, or if your dog has a diabetes or something there, they are taking it from you so much so that you cannot show up with symptoms. So being aware of that, because they're just these energy absorbers. So they're actually reflecting back to you, oh, you need to fix you. And so, especially with the thyroid, I just worked with this horse that has thyroid issues. And of course, I cleared the energy. I did everything I could, but that the horse isn't going to be able to get off that thyroid medicine until the owner takes care of her thyroid. And, so when she starts working on herself, it'll also be the same thing for the pet. The pet will just start naturally healing.
Yes. And that's so important, because what you're recognizing in your pet, kidney disease or whatever it may be, your pet is mirroring that back to you. So if your pet is suffering with something, take a look at yourself and figure out, what is it that my pet is mirroring back to me? And it could be emotional too. So say your pet's struggling with kidney disease, fear sits in the kidney. So where are you fearful in your life? And where is some of these emotions coming up that you might want to heal? And then watch your pet shift, watch yourself shift as you move deeper into your physical and emotional and energetic body. And it's so true. And you recognize that, if you can really tune into your animal, then you can tune into yourself too, and vice versa.
Absolutely. Yes.
And I want to reiterate with the diatomaceous earth, for all of you out there using that, make sure you get food grade. I've actually had people get non-food grade, and they hurt their animal very badly. So when you do your research on DE or diatomaceous earth, please look into food grade. Make sure that's what you're getting. Also, bentonite clay is excellent to put in their water as well. That's a really good detoxifier, and they like it. I've got two water bowls for my cat, and he'll go back and forth into both of them. And you can do that with the DE too. You can put it in their water and have a regular water and a DE water, and then they can choose.
And make sure when you're using it to the diatomaceous earth, you don't want to inhale yes. So it can be kind of, if you're putting it down on their food or something, it can come up and it can actually suffocate you. So you want to make sure that you're either wearing a mask, or you're just making sure that it doesn't come up and have the whole big smog going on there.
Yeah, because it's fine little particles, tiny little particles that you can breathe in. And so, as we're talking about things we can add to their food and water, Bach flower remedies for pets are fantastic.
Yes.
I've traveled across from Florida to Pacific Northwest with a very relaxed cat and a not so relaxed cat. And I started to give them Bach flower remedies specifically for pets about a week prior to the move. And my cats were super relaxed and chill the whole way. So that is amazing.
Yeah.
Use.
Yeah. I also have my own products. I don't know if you know that, but I'm coming out with tinctures for stress and relax. We have that. We also have some essential oil sprays and stuff that's safe for them too.
Awesome. So that's good. So we've touched on the physical things that we can do to help our pets. And so, what can we do energetically to help our pets? And how can we see improvements when we shift energy, when we use energy on them?
Yeah, energy is a powerful way. That's what my energy healings do. So for instance, there was this horse that had a vaccine reaction. The vaccine reaction, immediately the horse's neck was swollen, probably about the size of a softball. Wow. And it had a really high fever. And the vet came in and was like, we don't know if it's going to make it, because a high fever for a horse is deadly. And this horse, he's like, there's no way you can show it this weekend. We don't know if it's going, it was a bad one. And so I went on there energetically. I took down the temperature just in 30 minutes by going into the energy field. And I teach people how to do this. By going into the energy field, I took down the temperature in 30 minutes, like took it totally away. I took the golf ball, the softball size down to about a golf ball size within maybe an hour of the neck. And mind you, the horse was in a lot of pain when it was swollen. The horse was able, and the vet came back by and he was like, oh my God, like he was shocked. And this was just going into the energy field, clearing the stuck energy, working on the energy points. And the horse actually got to go the next day and got to show. And the horse had no signs at all of the pain. So energy is all through us and flows through us. It's the same thing as us going and getting a massage or energy healing. The same thing is with a pet. Wherever there's stuck energy cells, wherever there's stuck pain, and you go into the energetic body and you clear that vessels of that stuck energy, it's going to open up flow. And when you open up flow, the body's going to release all the pain, all the suffering. I just worked on a dog the other day that could barely walk.
Oh.
And after I went on it energetically, within maybe about 30 minutes, you saw a whole different, and you can always look in their eyes too. You will see like this more relaxed, and animals love energy healing. And this is why when you're massaging them or you're like petting them, you're actually really transforming energy healing to them. They just might not know it, but you might not know it, but you are. So healing can help everything, physically, emotionally, all aspects. And I highly suggest you will have a pet that lives a lot longer, a lot happier too.
Absolutely. And I recognize the days I go out hiking and I spend time in nature, I get home and my cat just wants to sit on my lap and soak up my energy. And so oftentimes, if you have a lap cat, they could be soaking up negative or positive energy based off of what your day looked like, right? So if you had a really stressful day at work and you come home and your cat wants to sit on your lap, then they're literally little empaths transmuting your energy. And this happens to me all the time. And so I think people are like, oh, my cat's always on me. My cat's always on me. But really what they're trying to do is act like little vacuums, right? Little energetic vacuums.
Dogs too. I have a Great Dane that sits in my lap. Absolutely. And your pet, wherever it loves to go a lot in your house, that's usually good energy. And if there's a place in your house that doesn't want to go, just wants to stay out of, usually there's not good energy in there, or maybe it's just stale energy. So there's also, animals are great energy readers.
100%. And I know in Russia, they actually will use cats they'll buy, before they purchase a home, they'll take a cat and have put the cat in the home and see if the cat acts comfortable or acts scared. And they actually use that as a way to determine if they want to purchase the home or not. It's very interesting.
That is awesome. Yeah. Because the animal is going to tell you everything, just like weather indicators.
Big time. And so, Vickie, can anybody use energy to heal their pets?
Yes, everybody can learn. Yes. I teach workshops, so absolutely anybody can learn.
That's great. And so, okay, so here's another good question. Can we telepathically speak with animals?
Yeah, I mean, we already are. You just might not know it. Yes, they will pick up more telepathically. I even my horse owners that ride a lot and show a lot, I will tell them to show them in your mindset before you do the show exactly what you want them to do. And that's the way to communicate to them, the horse, much more than telling them. So when they do this, they're like amazed on how the animal, how the horses really performs better. So yes, they pick up everything through your thoughts.
That's really neat because the subconscious mind works in images. So really what you're doing is as you're visualizing images, the horse is picking up on the images. I love that because I guess with my cat, I've been communicating through words and voice, but I'm going to shift that. That's really interesting that now I can see images and see how he responds. I can tell he responds. He looks at me, Yeah.
Well, they see spirits too. Yeah. I mean, they see the whole energy world. So absolutely.
That's really neat. So, we can utilize our intuitive abilities to learn how to communicate with our pets more, whether that's through our clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, whatever it may be, because our animals are super intuitive, right? They see much more of the spectrum than we do with the human eye. We only see 2%, very small, less than 5%, I think, where animals can see a lot more. So I've noticed this with when I go to clear people's homes of hauntings or, whatever, I noticed that their pets will pick up on things a lot faster than the people will, because the pets can see through the veil, so to speak, and they can pick up on energies that us as the human eye can't necessarily see.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so, Vickie, let's use an example. Okay. So say, for example, someone has a dog that's coughing all the time and it won't stop coughing. How can they tune into the energy of their animal to try and heal whatever is going on with that specific issue with them coughing?
So yeah, number one, you would want to, first of all, you have to have a quiet mind. Anytime that you're worried and you're thinking too much, you shut off your intuition. So I always tell people to close their eyes, because when you close your eyes, your intuition kicks on, your brain kicks off, because your intuition is always 100% accurate. Your brain is not. It comes in and screws things up. So we want to make sure we tap into the intuition. So you would bring the energetically your dog and just tap into the feeling of how your dog is feeling. So now you're bringing that energy into your body and you're feeling it. So this way, then if the dog is coughing, just seeing what comes up and seeing where you feel the cough is, feeling if you feel the cough is an allergy related, seeing if you feel like it's something that he got into, seeing if you can clear it some way, just seeing intuitively what comes up. And asking the whole time while you're bringing this into your body, asking the whole time to show you symbols. And remember, these are your symbols. Now, as you're getting these symbols, asking yourself, why? What does this mean? What does this mean? Keep on building the story and keep on working with it. And the more you get into the validation, because what's going to happen is you're going to start feeling the energy or sensing it or knowing it, because we all pick up in different ways. We all communicate in different ways. But you'll start, whatever you already know, like how you get things. So whatever your thing is, maybe you see an image, maybe you hear an image, maybe you feel an image. But when you bring that animal's energy into yours, you're just really tapping into the energy and you're connecting to that pet. Then you're going to start seeing, okay, why is he coughing? And seeing if anything pops up into your mind. Maybe a vet does come in your mind. You're like, oh, I got to take him to the vet. Maybe an allergy. Maybe it's something you got into. Maybe an ant pops up and you got an ant bite, something like that.
Oh, that's interesting. So, because really, I think what a lot of us think when we're doing energy work, we're actually sending energy to the animal versus allowing the energy to come through us as a vessel to have that information come through. That's really interesting. It's like just shifting the perspective.
Yeah. Yeah. To pick up, what's going on. Yeah, absolutely. Because you're going to start feeling in your body.
Yeah, absolutely. That's really neat. Very interesting. That just opened my mind a little bit on something.
Oh, awesome.
Cool. So, Vickie, how can we help aging pets? How can we help them be more relaxed and more happy?
Number one is you be happy. The same thing. I am a big fan of chiropractor care for people and for pets. So a must, even for my horses, my sheep, my goats, dogs, cats, everything. A chiropractor, yes, they have animal chiropractors, and they're very actually popular right now too. And acupuncture is really good. So when you're in alignment, this is the same for humans as pets. When we're in alignment, the chiropractor does so much more. It actually opens up to the flow. And so that means the energy flow, that means your blood flow, and it goes also to your organs and everything. You want everything flowing. So this is, especially as an animal gets older, they get more discombobulated, especially if they're jumpers and they've been jumping around on different furniture and different things. Now they're really discombobulated. So I always recommend a chiropractor. You're going to see, not only energetically, you're going to see a difference in mood. You're going to see a difference in how they feel. You're going to see them more calm and happier. And so an ongoing, and this isn't just like a one-day fix thing. This is, just like taking care of a car. You want to take it in once a month, maybe every 6 to 8 weeks, whatever. Your pet will definitely tell you, because you will know when they start getting out of whack again. So taking care with them, chiropractic care, eating the right food, obviously the mood, the environment, the energy. If there's stressful energy, it's just not good. So get unstressful for yourself. And I just had a Great Dane that was 11 years old, and that's old for a Great Dane that, she finally passed. But I worked on her, and energetically, I did all these things. And I'm telling you, I took her to the chiropractor. We went outside. That's the whole other thing is just like you would exercise yourself, you need to do the same thing for your pet on a balanced diet, balanced feeling, taking them outside. If you have dogs need to walk. I get this thing all the time. Oh, well, I have a fenced in yard. Doesn't matter if you have a fenced in yard. Dogs love to go smell a whole bunch of different smells every day. They're all like, let's go outside. Let's go smell. A horse, the same thing. One of the things is if they're acting out, one of my pet peeves is to see a horse trainer just beat a horse because it's bucking off or it's doing something that the horse is telling you, this doesn't feel good. This is where I come in. I can tell you, like, the saddle's not working, or this foot's hurting, or whatever it is. The same thing with your dog and cat or any animal is listen to those little outbursts, or if it's shying away every time you go to pet it, there's obviously a reason there. I just was working with this dog the other day that had some pain, so keep it. The biggest thing is a well-balanced health in all ways.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think too, I'm glad you mentioned this because specifically people with indoor animals need to ground. The earth holds a natural frequency called the Schumann resonance, which naturally vibrates with our brainwave state. And when our animals don't have the opportunity to put their feet on the grass or to put their feet on the ground, sometimes cats will want to chew on plants, or they're trying to tune into the earth's energy. So you can buy grounding mats. I've got one and my cat loves to lay on it. You can tell because you plug it into the grounding, part in your plug, in the wall, and it puts off the Schumann resonance right there for the animals. So, because my cat's primarily indoors, he doesn't go outside. And so, sometimes animals will show you ways that they want to ground, they want to tune into the earth's energy. And so taking them on walks, or, even if you have a cat that is indoor and you want to put them on a leash or teach them how to do that, and they just want to sit in the grass, these are ways that animals want to tune in to that energy. And it's very natural for them to want to do that. They aren't meant to be, trapped inside all the time, which they are. I mean, I keep my cat inside all the time, but I have grounding ways for him. He loves crystals. There's certain crystals I leave out, and he lays on them. He lays on shungite. He lays on rose quartz, so I leave them out and he'll just plop himself right on top of them.
Yes. Crystals are a great way. I even sell crystal tags that work really good too. Yeah, crystals are also a great way to keep them healthy and well.
Absolutely. And so, Vickie, do you have any tips or tools that you can share with people that may have a difficult time taking their animal to the vet, where their animal just gets so anxious and so stressed out that they lash out, when they get to the vet?
Yeah, back to something, back to a supplement that would help with the calming. Obviously a vet that you vibe with, that's going to be much easier. And sometimes maybe finding a vet that comes to you. Around here we have some vets that come to you. Of course, who wants to go to a sterile place like that? Like, I wouldn't want to go either, right? So they like freak out, and they know every time they go there, oh, I get a shot, I get something up my butt. Like, I don't like this, so I would. So, I mean, the best you can do, number one, you have to stay calm too, because they're always going to read your energy. So if you say, hey, we're going to go to the vet. Oh, I hate taking even energetically, you're thinking this, oh, I hate taking my, animal to the vet because now it's going to be a pain. The minute you think that, the minute you feel that, they're going to pick up on that. And they're even, as they're already going to read it and know that, oh, we're going to the vet. So it's also looking at you and you staying calm and being the calm sports for them. And then I feel that they will also do that.
Yeah. And animals too, they pick up, there's a lot of euthanization that happens at vets' offices. They pick up on the death. They pick up on the fear of other animals, right? So one thing I like to do with my cat is I like to play Solfeggio frequencies. There's a set of 9 different frequencies, 528 hertz, 432 hertz. They're in resonance, usually with sound bowls. And I play that on the television. I play it and he just relaxes right down. I love 528 hertz because that's in alignment with the heart chakra. And you can mess around with them sometimes and see, but you'll notice the type of, if you're playing a lot of news or a lot of loud music or a lot of things in your home, your animals will get agitated, right? And so
and that's energy.
Calm. Totally. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Make sure you're not doing that. Anything negative, even like scary movies, things like that, they put energy imprints into your home. Mm-hmm. And then that animal is actually picking up the energy imprints. News is horrible. Yeah. Yeah. Crystal bowls are great. I love crystal bowls, and animals love crystal bowls. I even played crystal bowls. I went to this farm and I played it for some horses and some cows and some sheep. It was awesome to watch them. They're just like, they stopped everything, and they were, I work with tuning forks a lot too with animals, because all that is really good for them.
It is really good for them. And all of those resonate with those Solfeggio frequencies. And so, those again resonate with our brainwave states. And so, just balancing things out, and this is all going to benefit us as humans as well. If we're doing this for our animal, it's just going to benefit us too. And I love to clear my space. I'm big on Palo Santo and saging. My mom was like, the cat keeps running from me. I'm like, you need to sage. Like, there's a reason. You've got an energy attachment. There's something. And she's like, really? I said, yeah, well, she saged and the cat was laying on her lap, within hours of her saging. And so, there's things that animals, they're little detectors, they can pick up on things. And
essential oils, but you have to watch the essential oils. There's some that are But the saging, so saging also kills 99.9% bacteria. But I even sage, the cool thing about saging, even my farm animals, dogs, cats, horses, they will start releasing any stuck energy. It's really cool to do it around my horses because the way a horse releases, they start moving their mouth. A dog will do the same. And when I sage them, they'll automatically do that. And so it's a great way to clear that stuck energy. So just going around and saging is very easy. Make sure you do your pets along with you.
Yes, 100%. And your home. Everything
Absolutely.
benefits from it, right?
Yeah. When people are like, oh, I haven't saged in years, I'm like, oh my God, I sage daily. I can't even.
I've
First
got
thing in
some
the morning, put on
essential
sage.
oil rolling right now.
Yeah, like all day, all night. Like you got to sage, like and instantly will like ground. It will heal. It will clear. So
It will. And I'm glad you brought up the essential oils too, because there are certain ones that are not healthy specifically for certain animals, like the citrus and the pine. Those are not safe for usually for cats. And dogs are a little different, but I'm always a go-to with frankincense. That's always a good one to go. Lavender is always a good one. And sage and Palo Santo are usually pretty safe.
Yeah.
But yeah, so before you start diffusing essential oils in your home, if you have animals, definitely do some research on which ones are safe.
Oh,
Always get therapeutic grade, right? Don't get something from Walmart. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So Vickie, let's talk a little bit about the services that you provide and all of the amazing tinctures and things that you have for people and pets.
Yeah, so I do people and pets, but yeah, I do phone readings. I do a lot of group workshops. I teach people how to work on animals, and I have a school called Magical You. It's an online healing school, so I teach all this stuff. And I also have my own products. I do have essential oil sprays for people and for pets. I have this fabulous wound and skin spray for animals, but actually people have started using it. It's amazing because it smells so good, but it also heals skin, everything skin. It's really good. And then I have a rub, a muscle rub that's all natural too, that is really for pets, but actually people are now stealing it for their neck and too. So it's great for the people.
Sounds like ivermectin, right?
Yeah. Like, okay, we'll both use this. Obviously I have the book Manifesting. I think it went 30 days. I have more books coming out, and I have my goddesses. I do people and pets. So I'm big time on goddesses. I do goddess retreats, goddess circles, and soon I'll have my goddess oracle cards coming out. So I have a whole bunch of stuff. You can go to my website, vickieluna.com. Easiest way to see everything.
That's great. And so Vickie, is there anything that you feel that we need to share that maybe we haven't touched on in this show today?
Yeah, I think, especially because this is all to pets, because I've been working with pets for the longest time, is, just you get happy, you get healthy, and then your pet will too. And it's that simple. I just got this Great Dane puppy, and he's 7 months. He's very chill. Everybody's always like, oh my God, he's so chill. And I'm like, well, I'm chill. My son's chill. So of course my dog is chill. And so you're going to start seeing that reflection in your animal on, oh, I need to work on this, or I need to work on that. So when you work on yourself, then it radiates to everything in your life.
Absolutely. And I love that. And Vickie, I really appreciate you coming on the show today. I know we had some computer glitches before we started, but you know what? This was an amazing show, and we touched on a lot of topics pertaining to pets when it comes to physical, emotional, energetic, and even spiritual aspects with our animals. So thank you so much for what you're doing, because it takes a special person to work with animals, and it takes a special person for animals to trust, people. And you can really sense that with your energy and how animals will respond to you. So thank you so much for all of the work that you're doing in the world today.
Thank you. And thanks for coming on here. It's been awesome.
You deserve to navigate your life in alignment with health, happiness, and abundance. To learn more about the services that I provide, including Beyond Quantum Healing Hypnosis, EFT tapping, and the Emotion Code, visit my website at www.theexistentialempath.com.